Greetings, heroes, 'tis I again, and this time I have come to aid you in your epic quest of slaying the seven-headed demon beast that is the dreaded ranked solo queue. And in some ways, climbing the Elo ladder is like fighting the mythical Hydra. It seems no matter how many heads you cut off, and no matter how many douchebags you report, or how many feeders you carry, another simply appears in its place. Yet, unlike the Hydra, flaming is not going to help you. And yes, I get it. Clawing through ranked can feel like a Sisyphusian task. We all know how it feels. We've all had those same things happen to us. Nobody is a stranger to that frustration. And I know that there are a lot of get out of Elo hell videos, and a lot of people who say things like, man, I should be diamond right now, but I'm stuck in silver 3 because of my stupid feeder noob teams. But unlike what all those other videos say, I'm going to tell you something different. And that is, you're right. It is entirely possible that your level of skill at playing the game is divisions or even a whole league higher than what it says on your ranked badge. You may very well be noticeably better at playing the game than the majority of your teammates. And yet, you are still the biggest thing holding you back. Because the thing about ranked, and well, league in general, is that being successful is so much more than just how awesome your Master Yi is. If your idea of gaining LP revolves around how many games you think you can carry, then you have missed the point. Because being skilled at the game and being a good player are two vastly different things, and while being mechanically capable at the game can take you a ways, it is a much smaller portion of the game than you think it is. So this video isn't about who to pick or what team comps to play or items to build or anything like that, but is instead about having good playing habits. Because having bad playing habits can hold you back just as much as being bad at the game. This is about having certain rules that you should impose on yourself when playing League of Ranked, and if you follow these guidelines, I promise you can and will improve your solo queue standing. Even you, Steve. Anywho, rule number 1, only play when you are at your best. This is definitely the most important rule of all, because what a lot of people don't understand is that your status in ranked is a direct representation of your average performance. Emphasis on average. A lot of people will claim how much better they are than their ranking, and to justify that thought will use a game or two where they did really well and got really fed and carried for the win. But what those people aren't considering is the 5 other games they played that day where that didn't happen. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you're in silver, which statistically you probably are, and you're trying to get into gold. And let's say that you are, in fact, good enough to play at a gold level, but you can only keep up that level of play for like 3 games. So you go into ranked, you play 3 games, you perform at a gold level, and you do well. But you keep playing 3 or 4 more games, and now you're starting to get tired and starting to get worn out, and now you're playing at a silver level. Then maybe you lose a game or two, or have a troll or whatever, and you get really frustrated and go on tilt. And in order to make up for those losses, you keep playing some more games. You play 3 or 4 more after that, and now you're really tired and or just on tilt, and you play at a bronze level. So let's say you end up playing, in total that day, 10 games of ranked. You played a couple at gold, a couple at silver, and a couple at bronze. On average, you performed at silver. And your ranking is going to reflect that, and your progress in ranked is going to reflect that. If you want to make it to gold, you need to only play when you can perform at that gold level, or whatever rank you're trying to get into, obviously. And this is a big factor for all the people who complain that they should be in blank but are stuck in less than blank, is they're not looking at the consistency of their play. They're only looking at when they're at their best, but they're not playing when they're at their best. So just in general, whenever you're in ranked, period, you should only play when you're well rested, well fed, in a good mood, whatever it takes for you to be playing at your optimal performance, and only play in that state so that your ranked score, I guess you would call it, reflects that. Rule number 2, don't be afraid to dodge the queue. This is one that has personally set me back quite a ways in many a time, because I really don't want to be that guy. You know that guy. Well, nobody banned Shyvana, we lose, bye. Well, I didn't get my roll, we're going to lose, bye. Our mid is Heimerdinger, he's not on LCS this week, we're going to lose, bye. And yeah, that guy is a whiny tool. Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. Fuck that guy. But a line must be drawn for when you can plainly see that your chances of winning the game are excruciatingly small. And not just when someone is blatantly trolling by going Revive, Clarity, Jungle, Ezreal, or whatever, but if your team is flaming each other and being shitty to each other before the game even starts, it's probably not going to get any better once minions spawn. Or if your team comp is so horrible that there is almost no chance it will succeed, like a team of all squishy no CC champs versus like 6 Annies, or a team with no AD against Liam Neeson. But seriously though, I will say the biggest indicator I've seen of a team being at a huge disadvantage is that they have no tanks or no CC against a team that does have tanks and CC. If they've got stuns for days and a big pile of beefcake and your only hard CC is Nocturne and Sona, you should probably not be going through with that game. Because really, as far as your gameplay is concerned, what's the difference between getting stunned and Riot's servers dropping? Nothing. Except, of course, that the stun will eventually wear off. And yeah, you'll get that 6-minute dodge timer and lose 3 LP, and that's annoying, but it is nowhere near as bad as wasting 20 or more minutes and losing 15 to 20 LP, and then being on tilt for the next game because this one went so shitty. And if you're afraid that Q dodging will hurt your MMR like it hurts your LP or something like that, don't be, because it doesn't. Q dodging does absolutely nothing to your MMR. The only thing you lose is that 3 LP. And yeah, if you keep dodging, you'll keep losing bits of LP and get longer timers, so use the Q dodge sparingly. But if it's obvious that this game is probably going to be a waste of your time and temper, then you need to listen to Steven.
But sometimes, you just gotta know when to bail.
Also, side note, I wish I was joking here, but I'm dead serious. If you see anyone's username that is pretending that they're on a pro team or trying to imitate a pro player, do not play with those people. They're all horrible. All of them. Every single one. I have never, in 5 seasons of playing this game, seen someone with a username like that has not sucked. So the next time you see XX420TSM, no wait, I swear I'm really faker XX69, don't play with that guy. That guy is bronze as fuck. Also, let me just reenact this scene for you right here. I'm a Diamond Smurf! Rule number 3. Read the goddamn patch notes. Like, for real, seriously, what the hell? Do I actually have to explain this? Read the freaking patch notes. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. I am absolutely amazed at how many people see that a patch has happened, don't bother reading any of it, then decide, I'm gonna go play ranked. I remember one game I had after the patch in Italy got reworked where a mid-player had no idea she'd been reworked and had no idea what her new abilities were and thus had no idea why he was dying to her so much. And the kicker to that story is that it was 2 weeks after the patch happened. Okay, if you are going to step into ranked, there is no excuse for not reading the patch notes. None. Absolutely none. If you do not read the patch notes, do not play ranked. Period. End of story. Don't do it. If you don't read the patch notes, don't play ranked. In fact, if you don't read the patch notes, don't play LoL at all. Why are you even here? Stop it. Stop it. Go away. Just, I hate you so much. Rule number 4. Do not flame your team. Really, this should be just as obvious as the last rule, but as simple and effective and as common sense of an idea as it is, let's not kid ourselves. The temptation to tell stupid people just how stupid they are can be incredibly strong, especially if it's clear that your team is losing the game just because of the blatant screw-ups of some dingbat douche nozzle ADC, who has the map awareness of Christopher Columbus. And yes, we all know just how easy it is to start cyber yelling at the person you think is screwing up your record with their idiocy. But nonetheless, you must be strong enough to resist. Being toxic, even if you're right, is still one of the most counterproductive things you can do to your team and your chances of winning. And understand that everyone makes mistakes. Don't start spewing trash talk at your teammate just because they missed one skill shot or whatever. And above all, don't be a dick to your team for no reason. Like, That is literally one of the worst possible things you could do, and yet people do it all the freaking time. We've all seen it. This absurd, idiotic, juvenile mentality that you can go into a team-based game and be matched up with 4 other random people who you will have to rely on for the entire game to keep you from being murdered like a hog in a barbecue festival, and the first thing you do is call them all fags. Then, of course, you're shocked and amazed when none of them come to save you from being reduced to a reddish smear just left of blue buff. But of course, it's Elo Hell's fault. Okay, for real. Take that same mentality and apply it to, I don't know, literally any other situation ever in the rest of your life, and tell me how much sense it makes and how much of an asshat you are.
Hello, sir. Can I take your order? Yeah, I'll take the turkey sandwich, you fucking faggot. Why does my food taste like pubes? Hello, fire department? Yes? Yeah, my house is on fire. You better get here quick, you stupid pieces of shit.
Yeah, get the point? So what I want you to do, in order to keep yourself from being toxic, is the next time you get tempted to type something really nasty into chat, before you hit enter, I want you to stop and imagine that what you just typed is instead, I want to lose this game. I love losing LP. Seeing a 10-loss streak on my match history makes me happy. In fact, the only thing I love more than watching my LP drop from 100 to 0 is getting demoted so I can watch it all over again because I want to lose. Because when it comes down to it, that's what you might as well have said. Rule number 5, milk win streaks and cut losing streaks. We all know that some days you're on a roll, and some days the roll is on you. By implementing this simple rule, though, you can maximize the positive effects of when you are doing well, and minimize the negative impact of when you are not. All you have to do is, if you're on a win streak and getting victory after victory, just keep playing. Even if you are going past the number of ranked games you would normally play in a day, it's okay, because you're doing well. But stop your ranked shenanigans for the day as soon as your win streak ends. Do not keep playing past your prime trying to get back in the zone, since that will likely backfire on you. If you win 4 in a row, then stop when you lose the 5th, you get to walk away with an 80% win rate for that day. That's fantastic. But if you keep playing 2 more games trying to rekindle that win streak and lose, then you only get a 57% win rate. Not bad, but if you had known when to stop, you could have done better, and not have the frustration of feeling like your win streak was thrown away. On the other side, if you're not doing well, just stop playing. Just stop. Just put it down. That doesn't mean you can't play League that day, just don't play ranked. If you sit down to start your daily dose of elo hunting and are greeted by 2 losses in a row, you might want to leave it alone for now. Not only will you probably start going on tilt the more you lose, but that tilt, combined with the frustration and pressure of wanting to win just 1 game today, are extremely detrimental to you and will almost certainly send you into a downward spiral, not unlike the toilet you are flushing your LP down. So when you see that angry monster of a lousy day of LoL start to rear its ugly head, just walk away. Knowing how to recognize when things probably aren't going to go your way and cut yourself off from a losing streak before it even happens will save you an enormous amount of time and throat lozenges from yelling obscenities at your monitor while your pet looks at you in confusion. And finally, rule number 6. Above all, be patient. No matter how diligent you are not going to go from silver to diamond in a week or 2. Ranked is not something you can sit and grind out like leveling in an RPG. The importance of the quality of the time you spend on it far outweighs the quantity of hours you spent trying to climb the ranked ladder. Gaining elo is something you work at, not something you hammer out in an afternoon. And besides, someone who follows these rules and plays a couple of ranked games a day and consistently does well will still very likely get to their target rank well before someone who uses poor playing habits and has to suffer through the roller coaster of ups and downs and getting stuck in a cycle of promotions and demotions over and over again, even if that second player is a mechanically better player than them. The point of all this is that if you improve your playing habits and follow these rules or at least something similar to them, you will still have bad days, of course, there's no way around that, but you will guaranteedly have more good days than bad ones, and your trek through Elo Land will become not only more enjoyable, but also more fruitful. Thank you, and good night.